guys, welcome to our Notpolish channel. And before we get started today, I am going to announce the winner to our last video. And the winner for the last video is Trina Jensen. Congratulations to you, Trina, and please send me a DM on Instagram with your address so I can ship out your surprise set from Notpolish. Alright? And before we get started today, we are going to have another giveaway. And just answer my question, and that's how you enter to win the giveaway. And make sure you guys like the video, leave the comments, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring the bell. Ooh, I'm losing my breath. But anyways, for today's nails, we will be doing some fall vibes sunflowers, 3D sunflower nails, and it's super cute, super trendy for this time of year. Alright guys, check it out. Alright guys, I already have the Notpolish Universal Tips on. So today we'll be doing number M66 for the ombre. And I'm going to place the bead on, clean my brush, dip it in a little bit monomer, flatten out the top area just like that. Make sure it's flat if you do an ombre, okay? And now you press and pull the rest of the product all the way down to the tip of the nail. And the reason it needs to be flat up there is because when you ombre down with the nude, if it's not flat, you're gonna have that really high hump right there. And then other is when it's not flat, you go to ombre down the nude, you will see the bottom color like peeking through underneath the nude. Okay, so make sure it's really nice and flat up top, and then make sure you guys keep the shape of the nails also. And then when doing the ombre, I'm gonna wait for the first color to dry a little bit before I ombre down with the second color. And you notice how I am picking up the bead a little bit runnier than usual for the nude to ombre down, because if it's too dry, when you go to pull it down, sometimes it might dry too quick, and then you will end up with like a harsh line rather than a really good ombre transition. So now we're gonna go in with the second bead. I'm gonna place it close to the cuticles. You see how it's runnier, so it's a little bit more runnier than usual. I'm gonna press it into place, clean my brush, and then you see I'm not pulling anything down yet. Now I'm gonna pull it down. When it's set a little bit, I'm gonna pull it down, because when it's super wet, you pull it down, you're gonna end up taking too much product off. So just wait for it to dry a little bit and then pull it down. There you go. And anytime you guys ombre a color that has glitter, make sure you encapsulate it with crystal clear, okay? Because if you don't, when you go to file, you will end up with a little bit of a harsh line due to the glitter fading off. So make sure anytime you ombre with a glitter, encapsulate it. Okay, and this one we're gonna do a dark color on it, so we want a thin layer of clear powder on the bottom first. So when the client come back, when you go to draw off the color, you will get to the clear rather than you have to drill it all the way to the nail bed, which, especially dark color, it's really staining, and you don't want to thin it out the client's nail bed by drilling it too close to the nail bed or too much on the nail bed. So this clear is like a protective layer between that harsh color and the nail bed. Okay, and now that it's dry, I am going to go in with number 112, and I'm just going to press it close to the cuticle and pull it down, and make sure we're keeping it kind of clear at the end, just like that. And again, with dark color, make sure you get it really, really close to the cuticle without being too thick at the cuticles, because with darker color, and if you get it like on top of the cuticles, you're going to have to end up using your Dremel to your drill bit to go over the cuticle. And the more that you work around the cuticles with the bit, the more the nail is going to look like it's grown out. So we want to eliminate that by just applying really thinly at the cuticles, and then just barely run it over with the bit. So I'm just going to darken up the color a bit more, just like that, and then pull it down. There you go. And I am getting super out of breath. Okay guys, so now this is darkened a little bit, and the product is still, the acrylic is still wet. I am just gonna clean it up just a bit, and then I'm gonna go in and apply the gold foil directly on top of the nail. And do you know that you can buy a whole package of these gold foils, like big sheets of these foils, on Amazon, and they're really cheap, and they come in like 3 different colors, like silver, gold, and copper. And I don't think I can finish it for the next like 3 years. So cheap. So you guys go on Amazon, you guys can find it, okay? And then now I'm just gonna apply just a tiny bit more, see? And then we're gonna encapsulate this with crystal clear powder also. So I'm just gonna, you can apply on the gold anywhere you want. I'm just gonna place it a little bit slanted on the side, just like that. Okay. And for my question of the day for today is, what number brush do I like to use? I am using a number 12, sometimes 14 from Notpolish. And do you guys pinch your brush or no? Because I use either 12 or 14, but I don't pinch my brush. So I want to hear your comment down below. Why don't you guys pinch your brush, or why do you pinch your brush? Because I prefer not to pinch my brush, because I feel like when you pinch it, if you just kind of slightly mess up a little bit, you're gonna have these little pieces of hair from the brush really sticking out. Or when you go to apply your product, suddenly you will notice, like how I'm pulling on the product right now, you will notice that your brush started like splitting right down the middle. Like the brush would just started separating, like split in the middle. I don't know if you guys understand what I mean, but it would just kind of like split in like half. It's not like it will fall off, or like the hair will fall off, but it just kind of just split in the middle. It's really weird. So I don't like to pinch my brush at all. So leave me your answer down below, what number, and do you prefer pinch or not pinch? And again, remember, when you're working with crystal clear powder, make sure the powder is runnier, and just make sure it's runny, and be patient. Just take your time, mold it into the nail, because if it's not runny and it's just, and you go to work with it to encapsulate, you might see a lot of air bubbles, okay? So make sure it's runnier and not too dry, or else you're gonna have a lot of air bubbles in there. And again, as you can see, I am using my 5-in-1 cross bit from Notpolish to pre-shape my nails before I do anything, because this bit is a lifesaver. And what's so good about it is it's also a safety bit that allows you to get super close to the cuticles. Again, I just can't say enough how much I love this bit. Okay guys, and then after we're done, we're just gonna go in and just smooth out the top of the nail. And as you guys notice, I am 34 weeks pregnant now. So in my video, you probably could hear in my voice that I am losing my breath a little bit more, like I am getting out of breath. I have only six weeks left until I'm due, so it's getting really close. Alright guys, so we're just gonna smooth out the top of the nail just like that, and then I am gonna go in with the Notpolish hand file. You guys have to try these files, okay? Try it once and let me know. I will guarantee that you will love these files. Alright guys, super sturdy, super strong, and it's wider, so it doesn't, like when you go to shape up the nail, it doesn't slip off the nails, or the nails slip off the file, if you understand. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna shape the other side. Make sure you have a good grip on the nail, okay? You don't want to just hang on just to you see that? I grab on the nail really tightly, so I go to file. That way you don't hurt your clients by wiggling their finger too much. So make sure you have a good grip on their whole finger and the nail also, just not the finger and not the finger only, okay? So you hang on to the finger and the nail just to have a really sturdy grip on the whole thing while you shape, because so it doesn't wiggle too much and then you end up hurting your clients. Alright, now I'm just gonna go in with a matte top coat first, because on this nail, what we're gonna do is we're gonna be doing a sunflower on this nail. So matte top coat first, and then I am gonna clean off the edges slightly just so my shape stays sharp. And then I am going to use a glossy top coat, a shiny top coat to apply on the bottom of the nail. You see how that kind of make the nail looks more see-through. Okay, now cure it for 30 seconds, and I already pre-made the other flower. What I did just earlier is I kind of leveled them up together to make sure my next flower is, to make sure they both even, how do I say it? To make sure the flower is proportion or even or whatever, right? So I kind of lined them two up together, and now I got a good idea of where to start my petal. So that's a good start right there, and then I'm gonna drag it out. Make sure when you're doing a sunflower, you want it to be pointy at the end of the petal. You see that? So this has to have a point at the end like that. And you see how now the product looks matte. That's when you want to use the body of the brush to press down on the bead of acrylic. You see that? Just, there you go. And then I am going to pick up my second bead right there, drag it into the center like that, clean the brush, and then drag that into a point. Clean my brush, dip it in a little bit monomer. Okay, clean. You see how it's still kind of shiny? That means it's still kind of wet. I'm gonna wait for it to turn matte a little bit. Now that it's a little bit matte and my brush is already dipped in monomer, I'm gonna go in and press down on the petal just like that, and then bring it to a point. Alright guys, and again, I have been really busy, so I am so terrible at responding. I will try to do better this time, okay? I will try to answer you guys more, and I just hate being so out of touch with you guys because of the salon being back open, and I am helping out with Notpolish and keeping up with my YouTube channel. The baby's coming in 6 weeks. I am just a busy bee right now, so I will try to be better to be in touch with you guys after this video. You see how I'm bringing it to the center again? I'm then using the tip of my brush and pull that into a point just like that. Clean my brush, dip it in a little bit monomer, and now I'm just going to go in and press it out on the petal. And this whole video, I don't think I speed it up at all. I think this is at actual speed. And you see how it doesn't really take that long to do these flowers. Like, this is the actual normal speed. There you go. Just kind of spread it out on both sides and bring it to a tiny little point like that. And now that looks good. I am going to go in with a smaller bead. You see that? Place it right in the middle of the two petals. You see how it's right in the middle of the two petals? There you go, right on top of the two petal, and it's right in the middle of it. So I'm gonna drag it into a point again. See? There you go. And if your point you feel like it's not perfect, don't worry, you can go in and fix that right after you press down on the petal like this. You see, I'm gonna press down on that. Okay, clean my brush, dip it in a little bit of monomer, and then I am gonna go in with the other bead. There you go, bring it to a point, center, clean my brush. Now I'm gonna pull it to a point right there, and then now I'm gonna clean my brush and dip it in a little bit monomer. So when I press, the reason why I had to dip it in a little bit monomer is because when we go to press on the petal, if your brush is too dry and it doesn't have any monomer on it, the product might end up sticking to the brush. So if you dip it in a monomer, when you go to press it, the acrylic won't stick to your brush. Alright, I'm going to go in with the last petal right there. And then bring it to a point. Alright, now I'm just gonna line up one more time to make sure that when I apply my gems on, that the rhinestone all goes in the center together. So now that looks good, I kind of have an idea where the gems should go. I'm just gonna apply on the dipping base, which is the number 2 from Notpolish, and go in and apply your rhinestones on just like that. Super cute on this side. You see, this flower I think is so perfect for fall. And now we're gonna go in and apply our other rhinestones, and what I'm using for the other gem is the diamond glue from Notpolish. What I love about this glue gel is it comes in a squeeze tube, so super convenient, and it does not dry with sticky residue. And I'll be applying these gold studs on them. And the trick to the little hack to these when using these gold studs is these gold studs do fade. Okay guys, it does fade away and get kind of rusty. And my trick to keeping it from rusting away too fast is when I go on apply the top coat. When I'm done with this whole thing, I'm gonna go in with a top coat, right? It doesn't matter whether you use matte or you use shiny top coat. Just when you apply the top coat, make sure you apply it on top of these studs also. It will help it from rusting away or fading away too quick. So now, see how I have this on right now, right? I am going to clean that off. I'm going to cure it for 30 seconds, okay guys? I am going to cure the nails for 30 seconds first. And then when I go on to apply my matte top coat, I'm just going to straighten this out real quick. And now this is cure. I'm going to go on and apply my matte top coat. And make sure you get it on top of the gold studs also. Just make sure when you use the matte top coat, don't get it on top of the rhinestone, but do get it on top of the gold studs. If you do a shiny top coat, get it on top of the studs also. It will prevent it from rusting away too quick. And this is the final product. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time.